It is a big news day, and I wish I had made this video about 6 hours earlier. I actually filmed it multiple times, but didn't feel really satisfied with it, so I didn't post it. And I paid the price because I had another prediction, accurate prediction. This was an act of propaganda by the deed. This UnitedHealthCare assassination. I am going to assume that all of you viewers are familiar with the situation, what went down, and that the assassin has been found. Almost certainly been found. It appears that Luigi Mangione is the most likely suspect. Highly educated, Ivy League grad, 26 years old, very handsome. It must be noted, and this is beneficial to his cause, of course, very beneficial to his cause. It's another tactical triumph on his part. But I wanted to go back and discuss again and give a deeper analysis to what we are witnessing. I'm going to tell you what happened, the best of my knowledge, what is happening, and what I think will happen. I encourage you to go back and watch my previous video I released a couple days ago, which did predict this accurately. If everything plays out if the news is to be believed, then yes, this is an anarchist, a man with anarchist leanings, who carried out an act of propaganda by the deed. I encourage you to go back and watch my previous video on propaganda by the deed and to read the accompanying Wikipedia article that I linked, and hopefully to go into some of the citations in further detail. What do I think happened? What do I think were his intentions? What do I think is happening? What do I think will happen? What is my analysis? Okay, so my analysis of what happened was a perfect act of political violence. Tactically speaking. Why do I say that? So again, go back, watch, research propaganda by the deed and the objectives. But to briefly overview, the objective is basically to draw attention to a corrupt status quo, and to disprove the omnipotence or the all-powerful nature of the ruling elites and the ruling systems. And again, this was perfect. And why? So I'll start with the monopoly money that was found in the backpack. That is an act of genius, because that was a manifesto, an unwritten manifesto, which is all the more genius because it works on a subliminal level. It's a subliminal message that is universally recognizable to anyone who lives within the capitalist system. And it is also doesn't require any reading. I've never read a manifesto of a mass shooter or murderer. It would be unseemly. I think I've read snippets of Ted Kaczynski's manifesto, but that was only because it was featured in the Netflix special. But the monopoly money, again, that's why it's genius, is because it requires no reading. It's obvious. And what he was saying, and maybe he'll get a chance to say this explicitly, if Luigi Mangione is in fact the assassin. But even if he didn't get a chance to to plead his case that if he was never caught, and if he doesn't get a chance to say what he really thinks, it's pretty obvious what he does. By leaving that monopoly money there, after assassinating a CEO of a healthcare company, of a massive healthcare company, on his way to a shareholders meeting, what he's saying is, y'all are valuing money more than life. Not just more than human life, more than life itself. And that is intolerable. So that was the manifesto. Of course, the shell casings deny, defend, depose. That's a reinforcing, reinforces the manifesto, but I believe really the monopoly money that's the main message. That's the main point. And also, it served the simultaneous purpose of proving that it was not a professional hit, because a professional hitman would not have left that mock unless it was like super 18D chess. I mean, that's just so that was a giveaway right there, and that this was an anarchist act. So to summarize until now, so this was a specific targeted assassination against a powerful person who was filling a universally despised role. Okay. Then he left, his manifesto was a subliminal message which registers with everyone in the capitalist system. Genius. Absolutely genius. This will also this will agitate the security services and there is going to be some crackdowns that will expand the umbrella of oppression, and even more people will feel the boot on their neck, and that will, of course, elicit a greater response from the citizens. Gwen Dyer, in his book War, details this in a later chapter. I'll link to that book in the description. It's an excellent read. So that's what happened. It was an anarchist assassination. But unlike in previous eras when anarchists would do these things, and by the way, anarchist and libertarian are synonyms. They're basically the same thing. Anarchists just, they are willing to go to a little more extremes. Typically, anarchists with a capital A are willing to do this. Typically. So that's what happened. But what is happening? Okay. Unlike in previous eras, when anarchists carried out these effects, they would have to, we now have social media, and everyone can tell how they feel about it, and how the public feels about it, and how their neighbors feel about it. And we can gauge public opinion. The public can gauge its own perceptions. They no longer have to guess. Up until the advent of social media, it was all word of mouth. You could read the newspapers, but the newspapers have been corrupt since the days of Horace Greeley and before. So an act of propaganda by the deed committed in the age of social media, when it is executed to perfection like this, we are witnessing its power right now. So that's what is happening. We are witnessing the power of an act of a perfect act of political violence, of propaganda by the deed, committed in the age of social media. Where will this go? Well, That's up to us. While no one can advocate for the extrajudicial killing of anyone, something must be done to hold the people accountable in our society who are sucking the lives out of their fellow citizens. We can no longer enable a predatory vampire class. Cannot be allowed. It cannot be allowed for the benefit of the ruling structure, and it cannot be allowed for the benefit of the working class. This can't be. Things will fall apart. This is if something is not done, and done soon, what will happen is that this act will lead to, this will be seen in a few short years as the moment when lines were drawn in the class war, and it will go hot. That's what will happen. Not advocating for it. I'm just saying, look at the reaction on social media. The age of propaganda by the deed was born again when Brian Thompson was assassinated. I actually didn't think I would see this in my lifetime. And I'm kind of worried. But we should always remember, crisis and opportunity go hand in hand. So, let's let the better angels of our nature come to the fore and figure this out as a society. Have a good night, and I'll catch you on the next one. I'm going to read, it's in the public domain, so I'm going to read The Campaigns of Alexander by Arian, chapter by chapter. Might even light up a fire outside and read it by the fire. We'll see. But that's coming up. Please comment below. Until this video, I've never asked anyone to like and subscribe, but it does help out a lot. And I wouldn't be putting this stuff out if I didn't think it was necessary, because I don't see these issues being talked about, and not in the not in the proper historical context of seeing this. This is not a new phenomenon. This is a rebirth of. It's a reigniting of forces that will always exist unless we form systems to extinguish the flames of those conflicts, of those social conflicts. And that's it. So, all right, I could go on, but all right. Till next time.